Now we are going to learn functions. Let's first try to understand what do we mean by functions. Functions are like machines in which we input something and we get an output. Not every machine is a function. Only special kind of machines are function. So what is that specialty of those machines? So the specialty of those machines is one input should have only and exactly one output. So machines in which one input has exactly one output, those machines are called functions. And we always denote inputs with the x variable. The corresponding output we denote with the y variable. And we write this as an ordered pair, that x comma y. First coordinate always represents the x variable and second coordinate always represents the y variable. In this context, the first variable is input and the second variable is the corresponding output. Okay, so if you collect all the inputs, all the x values that we can input in the function that give you a valid output, the whole x values are called the domain of the function. So what do we mean by domain? Is the all x values that give you a valid output. So all the inputs, if you combine them and write them as a set, it is called the domain of the function. And similarly, if you write down all the outputs in a set, it is called the range of the function. All y values. So it's not that in every function we cannot input everything and we get a valid output. There may be some restriction for a function for the domain, and similarly we cannot get everything as an output. We may have some restriction for the output set as well. For example, let's talk about a soda machine. Soda machine is a function. We input something and we get an output. So we can input, so can we input anything and we get a valid output? Can we input a pen or paper in the soda machine and we get output? No, it will get stuck. So inputs are only those x values which give you an output. So you can input coins, bills, and cards. So these are the valid inputs, and if you write them in a set, this is called the domain of the soda machine. And similarly, we have the restriction for the soda machine range as well. We cannot get everything as an output in the soda machine. If the soda machine has, suppose, 3 kinds of soda, that is Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, and Sprite. Suppose the soda machine has only these type of soda, so this will be the only output. We cannot get pizza, burger as an output from a soda machine. So we may or may not have restrictions for our domain set and the range set of a function. Okay, so suppose we are given a function fx is equal to x plus 1. So let's first try to understand how this machine is working. F is a function. This x is the input that we are giving the input in the function. So this is a machine f. We are inputting x in the machine. What this machine is doing, so this is how this machine is defined. Machine is adding 1 to the input. So this is the input, and input plus 1. The machine is adding 1 to the input and giving you the output. This right hand side is the output when you input X in the machine. So if this machine is working like this, let's see what is the output if you input 2 in this machine. What is f of 2? So that means when you input 2 instead of X, when you input 2 in this machine, what will be the output? This is how this machine is working. Whatever you input in this machine, the machine is adding 1 to the input and giving you the output. Now this is the input. So this is how this machine is working. Input plus 1, that means 2 plus 1, the output will be 3. So you can write this as f of 2 is equal to 3. That means when you input 2 in the function is doing some processing and giving you the output 3. So we will call that. So how to read this? F of 2 is 3. You can also read this when we input X is equal to 2 in this function, output is 3. Image of 2 under this function f is 3. Image of 2 under f is 3. So you can, or f evaluated at 2 is 3. F evaluated at X is equal to 2 is 3. Or you can say that when X is equal to 2, Y value, the output is 3. You can write this like this as well, X comma Y, 2 comma 3. When you input 2 in this function, the output is 3. There are all different ways of saying f of 2 is equal to 3. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this function. So this function this is how this function looks like. Now we said f of 2, so we replace, in other words, we are replacing X with 2. Now our input is 2. We get 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. We can, so what is f of a? If you input a in this machine, what will be the output? This is how how this function is working. It just increase the input by 1, a plus 1, and giving you the output. So you can input any number in the function, you can input another variable. So ultimately what we are doing, we are replacing X with the given input value. Similarly, if I ask you what is f of 2 plus h, now this whole thing is input. So how this machine is working? Input plus 1, and this is giving you the output. And we can simplify this. We can open the bracket and combine like terms, and we can say h plus 3, f of 2 plus h is equal to h plus 3. When you input 2 plus h, the output will be h plus 3. Okay, now let's talk about another function. Suppose f of x is equal to square root of x. This is how this machine is working. So what is happening in this machine? Whatever you input in this function, the machine doing something with the input, it takes a square root of the input and give you the output. So whatever the input is, it takes a square of the input, and this is your output. Okay, now let's try to evaluate something. What is f of 2 in this function? Whatever, now we are inputting 2. According to how this machine or this function is behaving, it takes the square root of the input and gives you the output. In other words, we are replacing x with 2 everywhere in this function. Now what is f of 2 plus h? So now the whole input is 2 plus h, and the function just takes a square root of the input and gives you the output. In other words, we are replacing x with 2 plus h here as well as here. We are replacing all the x's with the whatever the given new x value is. Okay, so if we write f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 divided by h, this is called the difference of quotient. So this formula is called the difference of quotient. So here I'm using 2. So here can be any value. It can be 3, 4 or just x. So if we say f of x plus h minus f of x. So this value and this value has to be same. It can be any x divided by h. This is again a difference of quotient. For this setup is called the difference of quotient. Okay, let's now take another example. Here f of x is equal to 2x plus 1, and we are asked to evaluate f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. So f of x we already know. So f of x is this. Its value is already given. F of x is already given. It looks like 2x plus 1. Now what will be f of x plus h? So how this machine is working, whatever we are inputting, it multiply the input by 2 and add 1 and give you the output. Now our input is x plus h. We are replacing this x with x plus h. 2 times the input plus 1. This is how the function is behaving. So now you can just write this as 2x plus 2h plus 1. This is f of x plus h. We have f of x, we have f of x plus h. Plug in these values here in this formula. So you can write f of x plus h minus f of x over h is equal to f of x plus h is 2x plus 2h plus 1 minus f of x is 2x plus 1. Just plug in the values, divide by h. Now we have to simplify this expression as much as you can. Okay. Open the brackets. We get 2x plus 2h plus 1, and this negative sign will distribute everywhere inside the second bracket. Divide by h, we get 2h over h. H will cancel with h. We are left with 2 only. So this is how we solve the difference of quotients. Thank you.